Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul of Pisces, is your sun, moon, or rising sign. This is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Pentacles. You're making progress, okay? Look around. Pay attention to what you're doing right now and the results of your efforts, because this is the card of visible sign of progress. This is the card of gain. This is the card of like, it's working. I may only have gone an inch forward today, but that's still forward, right? I may have only gained a little bit of ground, but it's still movement in the right direction. This is something measurable. This is something perceivable, tangible, something we can feel, something that has weight to it for us. It's something we can look at and gauge and say, okay, yes, it's a metric by which we can say, I'm headed in the right direction. I'm making progress. Things are going in the right way. Okay, this is very, very good. Whether we're talking something physical fitness goals or financial goals, or something else, right? Career goals, something with friends or family or creative goals, whatever they are. We have to pay attention to the progress that we are making, no matter how small, and use that as reinforcement to keep going. To stick to the plan. Oh, look at that, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. We have the Prince of Wands, we have the 6 of Swords, and we've got the Star. Keep following your star, and you will find a depth of joy and love and beauty like you've never dreamed. Okay, I think you're on the brink of a very important breakthrough. This is happening. Keep it going. The next chapter is going to be it's going to be extra. Okay, the next chapter is going to be absolutely amazing. Here we have the Death card, the 6 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and the Devil energy. Yeah, we're going to keep going. There's no limit to what you can achieve right now. Okay, I feel like you are just steps away from all of the success that you've dreamed about, and I feel like Spirit's telling you, keep going. Like this is just the beginning. Okay, this is just the beginning. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, let's take a look around the room here. We've got some pretty good major arcana. We've got the Star, the Death card, and the Devil energy. Okay, the Star is your North Star. The Star is you following your destiny. You're navigating by starlight here, okay? Keep it going. Spirit is present and active in your life and is showing you the way. And don't lose touch with that, okay? That's something that you need to stay consciously focused on. The alternative to that, of course, is the 6 of Swords, kind of thinking that we know the right course of action. You know, it's kind of like I'm trusting my own internal compass rather than the compass that's actually on the boat. You know, and I think we can, maybe we can look at that the opposite way, right? I think you have to trust in Spirit and don't fool yourself into thinking that you have all the answers. Okay? Keep yourself kind of in harmony with that divine, because this is the human mind, this is the human plan, this is the divine plan. Okay, and we have to harmonize this. We have to realize that our choices need to be guided. Our ship needs to be steered according to the starlight, not by what our ego or perhaps our unconscious complexes or tendencies may try to convince us is the right choice. Right? We're doing the good work here. You've got, of course, your death card, which is transformation. It's rebirth. It's kind of like saying this work over here is going to be extraordinary, but eventually we're going to have to let that go to begin the next chapter. And so in a way, the death card is reminding us that we don't want to just keep reading the same chapter of the book over and over again. We got to turn the page. Even if that last chapter was so good, it had such a great, story arc. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep reading. We were motivated. As good as chapter 1 was, I cannot wait to start chapter 2, And so this card is saying we have to keep moving forward at a very consistent pace, very steady and easy as she goes. Change doesn't happen overnight, right? The breakthroughs may feel like they happen overnight. They're exclamation points, right? These breakthroughs that we're getting. But we realize that it takes a long time to build ourselves up to that breakthrough. So when we have a breakthrough, what was the ceiling before, the old ceiling, now becomes the new floor. And we've got to work our way up to the next one and break through that. And then we're at the floor again, right? The ceiling becomes the floor, ceiling to floor, and we just keep climbing, we keep ascending. Okay, we keep unfolding this destiny of ours with a very consistent energy of that devil card. We're not slowing down. Right, we're going at a very consistent pace. We're not having these bursts of energy and then these lulls, and we're not having that kind of stagnation. Right, it's consistent. You've got a Prince of Wands here. It's saying keep doing what you're doing. Don't speed up. Don't slow down. Okay, you're coming from a place of abundance already. You have this 9 of Cups back here, and this is the dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the idea that I'm happy to do this work. It's not really about the goal. It's not about and that's why the 10 of Pentacles is in this position. We don't necessarily want a finish line here. We want to cross the finish lines, but we want to keep racing. We want to keep doing it. I think there's a deeper joy and happiness here, knowing that we're doing the work we're supposed to be doing. You're a gardener who gardens. You're a painter who paints. You're a runner who runs. And yeah, you're going to have wins and losses that are going to come and go. You're going to stack up a bunch of trophies behind you, But the joy, the fun, the meaning and purpose of it is in the activity. Yeah. So we have you living a very successful life with the 9 of Pentacles and living a very happy life with the 9 of Cups. And you realize that the 9 and the 9, these are verbs, not nouns. These are functions. They're odd numbers. Odd numbers are us extending ourselves, reaching out. It's a movement. Going from an 8 to a 9. From a 10 to an ace, right? Which is kind of what we've got over here. So you realize that your joy is in the movement, doing the thing that you're put on this earth to do. You're a teacher who teaches. You're a musician who musics. A singer who sings, right? A drummer who drums. And we don't want any kind of a finish line. There is no ultimate goal. There is no end goal, right? It's just doing the thing that makes us feel happy and successful in life. And maybe these things are different. Maybe you're doing one thing for money and one thing for joy. It could be that the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, the joy that we feel when we feel like we're getting better at something, when we're making progress, makes us want to keep doing it. You're learning to play guitar, and every time you I figured out the chord, I've moved my pinky there, and it's like, it feels good. It encourages us to keep going. If we didn't see any progress, I think very quickly we would lose steam, But this is a very consistent energy. It's a fixed fire energy. This is confidence. This is saying, I'm keeping my foot on the gas. Not too slow, not too fast. just the right speed. I'm not trying to rush myself, but I'm not trying to go too slow and linger either. I'm making progress at a very consistent rate, and it's keeping me in this very good mood. So I think that, your work right now, and when I say work, I don't just mean what you're doing for money. Whatever your goals are, whatever your great work is, whatever you're putting your effort into, maybe it's playing guitar, maybe it's singing, painting, maybe it's the business, maybe it's your physical health, physical goals, right? You're making progress at a very consistent rate, and so you're going to keep going at that pace, okay? The Queen of Cups in the future position, to me, feels like a deeper satisfaction in your soul, It feels like we're discovering what we really want here. It's not about the goal itself. It's not about crossing the finish line. It's not that I wanted to win the race. I'm realizing that where my passion, where my happiness, and where my joy and abundance really is in the running, is in the doing of the thing. All right, so we're getting to the depths of our emotional experience with this one. And I think that we're realizing what is truly important to us. And I don't think it's the Ten of Pentacles. It's not the end state, some finite, fixed result. It's in the activity. I'm going to just keep doing it until it doesn't make me feel good anymore, till it's not really satisfying my soul. Not in a shallow way, because we know that it doesn't always feel good. When we're following our destiny, it's not all fun and games. You're running a race. You're in a marathon. You're doing what you do. You love to run. Does that mean that every time you run, it just feels good? It feels like a massage? It feels like you're taking a hot bath or eating a bowl of ice cream? No. Right? You're putting yourself through the ringer. You're challenging yourself. You're going to be sore. You're going to get injuries. You're going to stub your toe. You're going to feel, uncomfortable doing it. So it's not about the ego gratification. It's about that deeper soul desire for you. And I think that's what you're experiencing now, doing the work that you're doing, following the plan that Spirit has laid out for you. Not following the ego's plan. The ego's plan is, I just want pleasure. I want to run from pain. I think you're following that higher purpose. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, even when it's uncomfortable. And that's the consistent energy of the Prince of Wands. Even when things don't feel so good, I need to keep going. Even when things feel really, really, really great, I don't want to speed up and rush. I want to stay consistent. You're the runner who is trying to keep a steady pace. And even though you got the stitch in your side, you got a cramp in your hamstring or something, you're gonna push through it. It's not gonna be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be anything all that special. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, please do. These readings are totally free. Your general energy is this death card. The kind of letting go of everything that happened before. All the wins that I've had, all the good days don't really mean anything. What matters is the moment. The death card is this idea of the past is already in the past. The future hasn't happened yet. All we have is this little tiny skinny portion of the hourglass, right? The sand that's already fallen, we can't get back. The sand that's up above us coming down, we don't want to rush it. And we can't worry about that. So this is staying in the moment. Every moment we're in harmony with our divine energy, with our true selves, is a moment of bliss. Even if, physically speaking, we're uncomfortable. We're running a race, we're doing hard work or whatever it is, right? We're at the gym, we're doing the business, we're involved in some business deal, or we're kind of grinding away at life, But we're living in the moment. And when we're in harmony with ourselves, when we're doing what we feel we're meant to be doing, living that life that is true for us, there is an underpinning of joy, of abundance, of delight. Okay. And I think the death card is also, like I said, allowing ourselves to forget about yesterday, The win or loss, I think yesterday it was a win, the wins or losses of yesterday don't mean anything. I'm the runner who runs. I'm the painter who paints. I finish a painting, it's yesterday's news. I'm in that active state, that eternal here and now of being the painter who paints. Yeah. In some ways, we look at this as we're only as good as our last accomplishment. We're only as good as our last dish, our last plate of food, our last painting, our last song. I'm only as good as my last tarot reading, you know. I feel like I'm the tarot reader who reads tarot. I'm doing the thing that I love to, the things I did yesterday. People like them or didn't like them. It doesn't matter to me now. What matters is that I am here in this moment doing what I'm called to do. Even when it doesn't feel so good, and, well, when it does, too, you know. Trying to maintain that deeper connection regardless of what the emotions are doing on the surface. See, the surface level emotions. That's where the storms, that's where the turbulence is, that's where the real choppy waters are on the surface. We're existing in a deeper place where this is the right and true thing for us to do regardless of whether there are wins or losses, or we feel blessed and privileged to be able to do the work that we're doing. We're not going to be too reliant either on the Six of Wands. Six of Wands could be that we're the eternal praise, right? The external validation. Okay, I think that we're trying not to be moved by that. We start getting a lot of praise from other people, and we start getting real confident and kind of cocky and arrogant. The universe is going to correct that real quick, you know? So I think you're trying to maintain your equilibrium and your balance. Don't rely too much on the flattery and praise of others. You don't need that. You're existing in a deeper place. The flattery, the criticism, and the flattery, right now I think you're having a lot of wins and a lot of praise, okay? You don't want to let this disturb your equilibrium. You don't want to let this is what matters, right? You're existing in a deeper place. The wins and the praise that are coming in are surface level turbulence, right? The waves at the top of the water, the waves at the surface. You're existing in a place where you're not moved by this or this. This is very nice to have, but you're not being moved. You're staying consistent, fixed fire. Okay? So don't be too heavily influenced by all of the accolades that are going to be coming in. Yeah. The Ten of Pentacles in the position of the obstacle there, in some ways it's very obvious. We're not doing it for an obsession over money. We're not doing it for status or fame or fortune. We're doing it because it's our nature to do it. You know, you're the honeybee that's going flower to flower to flower, collecting the pollen. Not because the queen's going to praise you, not because you're going to eat all the honey, it's going to feel good, and that, you know, no, because that's what you do. And there's just a simple joy in doing that. There's a simplicity, there's a peace, there's a calm. You know, when you're in the depths here, it's calm down there. You don't get all the turbulence when there's storms up above. You're down here in a deep, deep place where it's calm. You know, it's a simpler kind of thing. And it's, in a way, it's basically saying that you're surrounded by wealth, you're surrounded by happiness, you're surrounded by all the praise of your peers, but none of that really is moving you all that much. And to me, that's tremendously equilibrated, tremendously centered and balanced, right? You've got all the happy wins, all the trophies. You're making such tremendous progress. You're getting the money. You're getting the congratulations of your friends and family and your coworkers, but you're still in this very stoic kind of place here. Just saying, well, you know what? All glory to the highest. I'm doing what I do. And I'm going to keep doing it. You know, the goat. But I think there is kind of a lesson in the goat here with the devil energy. We're going to keep going. And this is a lone mountain goat. It's kind of shrugging off the praise, shrugging off all the wins, all the good feelings, and just going up the mountain, right? Sometimes this card can be a little isolating. Sometimes this can feel a little lonely. So you have all these things around you. You don't want to be moved by them. You don't want to be thrown off balance by all of the good feelings and the success and the wealth and the praise, all the wins, But at the same time, you need to allow yourself to enjoy those things. Right? So maybe the next chapter that we're going to start is one where you can indulge in the happiness, the success, the wealth, and the praise a little bit. Yeah. Maybe it's the message here that, with all this very focused, hyper-fixated ambition, maybe you can put that behind you a little bit and you can just indulge yourself ever so slightly. We don't want to be knocked off course. I think you're going to continue climbing up the mountains. Maybe we need a little bit of reward here. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card, though. Maybe this is going to be more water. I think it might be more water energy as a way of just saying, allow yourself to feel good for what you're doing. You don't have to deny yourself all the good things, because this is your destiny. This is your mission in life. Yeah, but the human side of you should get the rewards too, So let's see. Oh, we've got the moon card. Interesting. Oh, the moon is the Pisces power card. This is your superpower. This is the card that is associated with the sign of Pisces. This is your card. And I think that you're ready to step into the unknown of whatever is coming next. This sometimes is the card of the fear of the unknown. This is the card that kind of says, I don't know what's going to happen in the next chapter. I don't know what to expect. It's uncertainty. It's fear. We're at the edge of a dark wood. I think that's where you are really shining now. Because it's kind of the way of saying, look, all I have is today. Yesterday might have been a good win. Yesterday might have been a lot of praise. Yesterday might have been a lot of progress. But what if tomorrow people don't like me? What if tomorrow the readings are bad? What if tomorrow I don't win the race? What if tomorrow is not all these good things? Does that mean you're going to quit? So I think it is very stoic in that way. You're preparing yourself to face uncertainty by saying, look, I can have happiness, but I know how to continue my course. I know how to be okay even if I don't. Well, let's say that's taken away. Are you still going to keep going? Okay. Let's say the progress is taken away. Are you going to keep going? Let's say the praise of your family, friends, or your coworkers is gone. Are you going to keep going? Let's say there is no goal. Let's say tomorrow things really don't go your way. Are you so attached to all these good cards that you're going to quit? That you're going to be so moved by this? So I feel like this is like, you're getting all these good things, but you're not letting yourself get so reliant on those good feelings, the good results, and the good energy coming in from others. You're not getting so reliant on that if it were to be gone, you would crumble. Does that make sense? All this energy is here, but this card reminds us tomorrow is not guaranteed. So tomorrow could be completely opposite. And we need to be okay with that. We need to prepare ourselves. We need to be thankful for all the abundance, all the love and joy, all the good things we got here in this reading. But let's realize that tomorrow's reading could be the exact opposite. And we need to be prepared energetically to do that. Even if all these good cards were gone, we would still be here following the divine plan. And that, I think, is your superpower right now. I think this is really, really good. We're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top and there's a link down below. New readings for Pisces, Thursday and Sunday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.